Many religions claim that their God is the true deity. But who is the real God? Where is God? For many, the existence of God is an unquestioned truth. Yet, why does God not reveal Himself? What if God resides within us? By the end of this video, regardless of your belief, you will gain a fresh perspective on God. Please continue watching with an open mind, as the content may challenge your beliefs. What if the God you believe in isn't the real one? A provocative question indeed. You see, our world is a colorful tapestry of diverse religions, each with its own unique interpretation of God. Christianity speaks of a loving, forgiving God. Islam reveres an all-powerful, merciful Allah. Hinduism worships a pantheon of gods, each representing different aspects of life. And these are just a few examples. Each of these religions claims that their God is the true God. But here's the rub. These religions formed relatively recently in the grand timeline of human existence. Modern humans have been around for over 200,000 years. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and others emerged only a few thousand years ago. So, one can't help but wonder, did our ancestors, who lived long before these religions were conceived, know the true God? Could our ancestors have known the true God before these religions came into existence? What if God doesn't exist at all? This question forms the backbone of atheism, a worldview often misunderstood as an outright rejection of God. In reality, atheism is less about denial and more about skepticism. It's the position that there isn't enough evidence to believe in the existence of God or gods. It's not a claim that God definitely doesn't exist, but a response to the assertion that He does. The burden of proof lies with the one making the claim, in this case, the one asserting the existence of God. It's not up to the skeptic to disprove the claim, but for the claimant to provide sufficient evidence. Would you have discovered God if nobody told you? Maybe not. Our ancestors discovered God and transferred the knowledge to generations. The concept of God is buried within our minds from our childhood in such a way that we find it weird to even question about non-existence of God. The resistance keeps on increasing as we age. Atheism doesn't deny God out of spite, but rather due to the lack of compelling evidence. What if God is an invention of the human mind? Picture this: ancient humans, vulnerable and afraid, grappling with the mysteries and dangers of the world. How comforting it must have been to believe in an omnipotent, immortal caretaker, a sky daddy, if you will, watching over them, guiding them through the chaos and uncertainty of life. This concept of God could very well have sprung from our inherent need for security and understanding. In the face of the inexplicable, the idea of a divine figure offers a soothing balm, a beacon of hope in the darkness. It's an appealing thought, isn't it? An all-powerful entity administering cosmic justice, rewarding the good, punishing the wicked, and lending a semblance of order to the seemingly chaotic universe. It's a concept that's helped us navigate the turbulent waters of existence, providing psychological comfort and a sense of purpose. Could God be a comforting illusion born out of human necessity? What if God exists but chooses to remain hidden? A question that may seem paradoxical, but it's worth pondering. Imagine, if you will, a creator who doesn't meddle in the daily workings of the world, a divine entity who prefers to stay out of sight to remain a mystery. This perspective might challenge the traditional understanding of God. We often picture God as a guiding force, a shepherd leading his flock. But what if, in this grand cosmic play, God is more of a playwright than an actor, an architect who has built the stage and now watches the drama unfold? If such a God exists, would He care about our religious practices, our prayers, our rituals, our sacrifices? would they hold any significance to him? Or is it possible that he values not our acts of worship, but our actions towards each other? Perhaps to this hidden Creator, our compassion, our kindness, our ability to love and forgive are more important than any ritual or doctrine. This brings us to another thought-provoking question. Is God's existence relevant to our daily lives? If God chooses to remain hidden, to not interfere in our affairs, then does it matter whether we acknowledge Him or not? Perhaps it doesn't. Maybe the importance of God's existence lies not in His direct influence on our lives, but in the values and principles that the concept of God helps instill in us. Values like love, respect, and empathy. Principles like justice, truth, and integrity. If we can uphold these values and principles, if we can strive to be better individuals, to create a better society, then wouldn't that be a form of worship in itself? Wouldn't that be a testament to the divine spark within us? So, whether God is hidden or visible, whether He intervenes in our lives or not, what truly matters is how we live our lives, how we treat each other. If God is there but silent, does it matter if we acknowledge Him? Perhaps not. But it does matter how we acknowledge each other, how we acknowledge the humanity within us. Because, in the end, that's what truly counts. What if God is not necessary for morality? Historically, the concept of God has been intricately tied to the idea of morality. From the Ten Commandments to the teachings of the Buddha, religious doctrines have often provided a moral framework, guiding individuals on the path of right and wrong. God, in many ways, has served as the ultimate moral compass, the divine authority that defines good and evil. Yet, as societies evolve, the question arises, is God still necessary for morality? In our modern world, we're witnessing a shift. Ethics and morality are increasingly defined and understood through secular means, independent of divine prescriptions. Societies are developing their own moral frameworks based on human rights, empathy, and social justice. In the age of the Enlightenment, philosophers like Immanuel Kant proposed that morality could be based purely on reason. Today, we see this idea in action as many people live moral lives without a belief in God. This is not to say that belief in God and morality are mutually exclusive. Many people find that their religious beliefs deepen their sense of moral responsibility. The diminishing need for God as a moral compass doesn't negate the potential benefits of belief. For many, faith can bring comfort, hope, and a sense of purpose. Yet, it's important to remember that belief can also be a double-edged sword. When taken to extremes, it can lead to division, intolerance, and even violence. In conclusion, as we navigate the complexities of moral philosophy, it becomes clear that morality isn't dependent on the existence of God. Whether we choose to believe or not, the ultimate goal should be to prioritize humanity. After all, any true God would surely champion love, understanding, and compassion over dogmatic divides, and that is the God I worship. If this video provides any value, please consider liking it and subscribing. Have a wonderful day ahead.